Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm of course your host, Droodles, Blitz, and in today's video, I'm going to be playing in the Grille 15. This is a Tier 10 German Tech 3 tank destroyer, and it's known for one thing, the gun. It's supposed to be an undetected sniper, but as you read in the title of today's video, it usually gets detected when you shoot. That's one of the big downsides of the Grille, is that its camouflage rating for what it is isn't great. If we compare this tank's camo to the Waffles and the Borsigs, it's much, much worse. However, that does not take away from one of the most amazing guns in Tier 10. It has 3,379 damage per minute base. This is with me running calibrated shells. If you're running gun rammer, you're sitting upwards of 3,600 damage per minute. But it also has insane dispersion, sitting at 0.272, making this the most accurate tank destroyer in Tier 9, and one of the most accurate tanks in the game in general, right up there parred with the T-62A and the Leopard 1. It's got a 2.9 second aiming time, but it does have terrible on-movement dispersion. Anybody that owns the Grille knows that as soon as you move the tank, as soon as you turn the somewhat rotating turret, it blooms massively. So you have to be extremely careful when using this tank that you are not shooting on the move, because you're not going to hit anything. Gun depression is weird. It's 5 degrees over the front, but 8 degrees over the side. But it's a very, very slight 8 degrees over the side. It's really only at the farthest that you can aim the turret that you will get the full 8. Apart from that, you really don't get it out much. So you got to be careful when using this vehicle, because it can troll you. Sometimes you'll have the tank sideways, and you guys have probably had this happen, but sometimes you'll have the tank sideways. Let me make sure. Yes, the game tried trolling me. I obviously play on mouse and keyboard when I record, but it had me on touch controls there. But as I was saying, have you ever had one of those moments where you're driving the Grille, you've got the 8 degrees of gun depression used, and then somebody turns slightly, you turn your gun, and then boom, it goes up to the 5 degrees and you no longer have the shot. It's extremely annoying when it happens, but it's definitely something that I've had happen a decent chunk of times. So which way do I want to go? The enemy team has 2 IS-7s, and that's it for heavies. So I'm going to go towards Seaside and try and cover the light tanks. I'll say that, all cover. Alright, I'm going up. Now, the Grille is very fast in a straight line. You can see we're going upwards of 40 kilometers per hour, even uphill, keeping up with the Vickers CR. But that doesn't mean it's the fastest of tanks. Its traverse speed is quite poor. Just to put it like that, it's not the best on traverse, so you got to be careful when doing that. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That is where the 0.272 dispersion is pretty insane. I mean, I easily just domed that Centurion 7-1 right in the turret and got away with it too. We got the 200 LT pushing off to the side, and I'm hoping maybe that Centurion will poke, but my Boss Chatillon 25-ton AP has incredibly managed to die already, so that's pretty bad. Ooh, come on, Centurion, you know you want to do it. We're just sitting here. Oh, we got the 200 LT off to the side. Sheridan's over here as well. We're just waiting. We will patiently wait for the enemy to make a mistake, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Right now, it looks like my team is making some massive mistakes. There's another shell into the enemy's Centurion, and it looks like my game's a little bugged. There you go. I just fixed it. Let's reload again. Couple more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and fire. There goes the enemy Centurion, taken out, and we start reloading once again. We've got the T100 LT. Looks like shooting at my teammate, so, well, let's see if we can get a shell out. You never know. Waiting. I've got one tank with me, which is the Vickers CR, but apart from that, my team is taking massive losses here. This is not the best team. This is what you expect, though, with the Grille. I mean, you can sit back here, you can do as much work as possible, but if you have teammates that don't understand how to play this game, the simple fact is you're probably going to lose. Not only did this side of the map lose, but as well the other side of the map lost. I mean, this team was pretty bad, I'm going to be honest. This was probably one of the worst teams I've had in a while. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. Let's see. I can't really get the T100 LT shaken off me, and well, apart from that, that is it. I mean, this is the end of this battle. Let's turn, maybe we can get a shell into the Sheridan, and fire. There you go. Nice shot into the Sheridan. We were able to break 3,000 damage, but I'm going to leave this battle in, because this is what you expect when playing the Grille, is battles like this, where there's really nothing you could have done. I mean, no matter what I would have done in this game, I could not have changed the outcome of this battle. all of my mediums and all of my lights decided one at a time to fight all of their tanks. And the issue with the Grille is you physically can't frontline. This is not one of those tanks that says, ha, I'm going to get away with it. So my entire team's damage was 6,400, and I was able to deal half of that. I don't even know how the team did that bad. I mean, not only did the heavies do bad, but as well, the bat chat just, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to bother looking at that. That's just a waste of time. As you can clearly see, that team had no clue how to frontline. But that is really the main issue with tank destroyers, is that you can't be in the front line. Some of them, like the T110E3 and 263, well, those are amongst the top performing and winning tank destroyers. But a vehicle like the Grille, which has pretty bad camouflage rating and completely sacrifices everything for a gun, well, it doesn't matter, as all of you know, how good your gun is if your team won't support you. So, as I do a lot of times, I run this tank in platoon. If you want to win your battles, I would highly suggest when it comes to a tank destroyer to run it in platoon. That's what I'll be doing later today, because I know that when I want to make a video on the tank, it's fine and dandy, but yeah, like running this tank solo for an extended period of time is basically like saying, I want to lose. Either way, there's a nice shot into the enemy object 907. This is where the gun is great, though. I mean, imagine if you have a teammate that's sitting at base B, and you know that your teammate is not going to fall apart. The issue with teams is that you can't rely on them, but if you got somebody to rely on, I would definitely suggest to try this tank out if it's sitting in your garage dormant, just because of how nice that gun is. We got the E4, and oh, that shell just missed. I really, really wanted that to connect, but it's all good. We got the enemy leopard off to the side, who I'm going to actually try and hit with a shell. There's the leopard, and come on. Ooh, yo, let's go for it. No, well, I wanted to shoot that leopard, but we were not able to hit it. Well, as I said, sometimes your team falls apart at base B, and we've already managed to lose a tier 9 heavy tank. I don't even know how that's possible. Either way, we got the 31 and why? 0.272 dispersion, and it misses a French baguette. All right, well, let's try it again. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and fire. Hopefully that hit. Looks like it did. But yeah, I have a feeling that one did end up hitting the enemy, actually, which I would expect. This is a Grille, after all. A couple more seconds, we should be able to get a shell into the enemy object 260, maybe? Not 260, but 907. We also got the 31 off to the side. Well, there's the E4 missing me, which is very good for me. So I'm going to push up, and maybe, just maybe, I can get a shell into the enemy Sheridan. We'll find out, but that's the plan. So yeah, let's keep pushing over here, and let's go wide. Speed, 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 and speed. All right, here we go. We got the E4 off to the side. Let's go for a shell into the E4, and fire. There you go. Beautiful tap right into the E4 turret. And now we back up. All right, we got the Sheridan off to the side, who we just need to reload for in a little bit. There you go. Nice. All right, now if the Sheridan ends up poking me, we can hit him quite hard. Even though the Sheridan did pen me with an HE shell, because we've Spall Liner on, I don't really need to worry too much about the HE outrolling my ammo. So that's the great news. I'm hoping that our team is still going to be able to hold the hill, because that is an extremely important position. We have the enemy Sheridan off to the side. Let's get a big slap into you and finish him off. Nice. Alright, so all that's left is our Sheridan, who is getting some nice shells out, and really, well, the 260, who needs to push in. Now, we need to clear this E4, because that's the big threat for me, is the fact that I can be absolutely bedunked, but that's not good news there. Let's try and get the shell. That sucks. Alright, well, I'm going to back up. Hopefully this 260 does some nasty things to the enemy, because right now we're in a standstill. I can't really do much. My 260 is probably going to take some big shots here. Please don't die to that E4. Oh, no. Oh, again, relying on teammates is something you have to do with the Grille 15. And if your teammates do not understand how to play the game, like my Object 260 here, could just be a loss. Which, look at that, it's going to be yay. This game gets me so frustrated sometimes. Alright, well, let's see if we can clear maybe the E4. I don't know. At this point, there's really not much I can do. There you go. Alright, we did end up finishing off the enemy 907, but we also got the enemy FE2 and 5B pushing over the hill, so let's back up as quickly as possible. And let's get a shell in. Oh, I hate the Grille's gun. It's so bad. I really hate it. I do. I hate this gun. Alright, well, we back up, and, well, let's see what we can do here. Alright, well, I need to get a shell in. So there you go. Nice tap into the enemy 2 and 5B. Then we start backing up. And look at that, an enemy E4 who I can't really do much about right now, and we die. 2 battles and 2 losses with the E4. Isn't that fantastic, ladies and gentlemen? That second game, we could have hit a shell here or there. That could have helped us out, but even then, we did 3,800 damage, and we still have teammates doing 0 damage, 350 damage, 900. It's irritating. That's the simple way of putting it. I've played 3 battles in this tank today and lost all 3 games. And it's just the nature of the Grille. You should not be playing this tank solo, and if you think that's a smart idea, then you should be expecting to get losses just like that, because that's really all that happens. I mean, today in the tank alone, I'm averaging over 3,000 damage, and can't even get a single win. Either way, I've never loved the Grille, and this is why it's one of my least favorite tier 10s in the game. It's one of my lowest win rate tier 10s, down to the fact that it's really, really team reliant. Even the Yag, you can frontline a bit, but the Grille, it doesn't really like the front line, and as you notice there, as soon as you slightly move the tank, the gun really, really derps out. I mean, that last shell I fired there didn't really seem to be a bad shot on that 2 and 5B. Really just seems like it didn't want to penetrate his tank. You can see we're aiming it on his lower plate, and it just doesn't go in. So this is why I've never loved the tank. If that shell had actually hit, we could have possibly won this battle, but because of that, we took an L. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye!